Welcome back, Crits and Failures. Holy cow, has it been a crazy week or two here for me. I am still attached and directing the pilot episode for a TV series. I think it's okay for me to say what it's called now. It's called Land of the Outlaws. It's a post-apocalyptic western. It's very exciting, super cool for me as a director and filmmaker. On top of that, I've been dealing with house flooding issues where, you know, up here in Michigan it gets cold, and a couple weeks ago our pipe burst, and this last week our insurance and everything is lined up where we've finally been able to work in the basement and start renovating down there. So that's been a whole lot of fun, but it's been cool because I get to spend time with my dad and flex my old construction muscles that I used to do with my dad since I was 14 and before I went away to college. So that's pretty awesome. And on top of all of that, I have been setting up my Witcher fan film, short film, that'll be hopefully shot here in the next couple weeks. Been wrangling actresses and actors and getting that all set up, so look forward to that. Let's say definitely releasing before the Witcher game comes out here in a couple months. So yeah, busy, awesome, creative, exciting, and a little bit of drywall dust. This episode of Critical Fail is kind of a hodgepodge episode. It features the worst dice tower ever, a story about how long Thordin's been dry for, and then we get into a brief review of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons again, kind of an update on so far how we're feeling and how we think it's going, and Nick and Matt really weigh in because they've now been playing it long enough to have an opinion. And then Oorith the Great, our bard, starts to unleash his most excellent plan and show people what he's made of. After that, we take a pizza break and we try to not loudly eat on camera as we chat with chat about D&D and how things are going so far and what we're doing and what we think of everything. So it's a little bit of a hodgepodge one, but it's really fun. It's kind of like everything else that makes D&D fun. Sitting around chatting with your friends, talking about how the game's going and where we want to see it go from there, sharing with other people how we like the system, and just generally nerding out and hanging out, as well as some awesome role-playing from Jake, our bard. This episode, as always, is brought to you by Matt's Mats, the acrylic 1-inch grid system that we make and sell ourselves. Please go over to criticalfail.com, critical with a 1 instead of an L, and check out Matt's Mats. They directly support us, they enable us to make what we're doing and keep it coming to you for free, and they make us feel connected and worthwhile, and they help our self-esteem, and they keep Matt off drugs. Some of that's true. Criticalfail.com, critical with a 1 instead of an L. Thank you. So now we bring you Critical Fail episode 39, That's Why We Have a Bard.
I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I haven't been touched today.
Yeah.
Got 7 back. No, I'll spend 1 more hit die. There we go. Now I'm full health.
Ooh. Then you used, you get the 1d6 hit points for the Song of Rest.
So I'm going to do that
1d6.
before. 4. I'm good. Okay. Yep, I'm down to 37 instead of 38.
All right, and did you want to? You didn't get hit, did you?
No, I'm just kind of hanging out.
How'd you do a healing up?
I'm slowly rotating, this gigantic claw.
You've made a speck out of it and a spit and slowly.
I healed exactly what I needed to, thanks to your healing hands.
Nice.
That brought me right back up to full.
My cure wounds that I did for you?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
cure wounds. That's
It's
what it
very
was.
nice of me.
Shaky kind of complains about the music not being his style, but he heals up too. Up to full. So he's doing pretty good too.
All right.
Never mind, I'm not going to delude myself anymore about trying to kill anybody.
Right.
We did make
Just give up.
a new dice tower.
Worst looking dice tower ever.
Yep.
And if you're wondering, it hits multiple things on the way down, right? And he's rolled both 20s and 1s out of it in testing phase.
Yep. So it basically means nothing. But I do find it funny that the one guy who doesn't drink now has 3 swizzle sticks and 2 solo cups to try and get some luck. So
To get rid of some bad juice.
I think if this doesn't work, I have to start drinking. I think it's just like
that's the case.
the only way for me to have fun.
And have I got a treat for you?
Let's see what Jeff's like drunk. Here's a thimble of anything.
Anything.
Anything at
Here's
all.
a thimble of rubbing alcohol.
Here's a thimble of placebo.
You do know what placebo means, right?
A thimble of Nick's blood. Gem. Okay.
You sure don't want Thordin's blood.
No. Well, Thordin's been dry for...
I know, it's very
Couple
frustrating.
weeks.
The only thing keeping me going is having the brewer's kit and the cookbook.
It's going to taste what's so good. Whatever you make it first. Yeah, you're sitting there eating crab and just going, gosh, this would be great with the
I'm
beer.
just flipping through the book.
You like yeah.
I keep, like, I'll flip a little ways and I'll go that one first. And I'll flip a little, nope.
That one.
I'll flip a little further.
I would like to imagine that you're like telling everybody, like, do you guys think I should do this? And like, I don't know. What about this one?
No, I really don't think they have the palate to know which one I should do first.
All right. So on that note,
So we've got
you guys are inside of the gem building.
cooked crab.
Cooked crab. You guys sat there for probably a couple hours. It took a little while to cook through such
it's
a big bit of crab.
So
And but you know, we'll just say that it was like a fine tasting meal.
Best food that we've eaten.
Yeah. And look at the last good thing that you guys smelled was the Etton's burning rat. And then before that, I don't know if you've smelled anything good since then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, you.
I'm going too far on this
It's
fire.
a really realistic fire. That's
I
okay.
like your layering effects.
Well, it's hotter towards the middle.
Oh, okay.
I could put a little bit of blue in there if we really wanted to.
I'm going to go so far as to say that Shaky gets to work with a short sword, and he now makes himself, sure enough, a helmet out of one of the dead crabs and forearm bracers out of the legs from the Achul. And he is a colorful-looking, semi-armored goblin.
The white crabs, did he cook them and turn them red, or is it just white crab armor? Okay.
Yep. He's got a white crab helmet, black leather bracers on his shins, white or yellow chul legs on his arms, and
So, Talon, we are playing 5th edition. We like it a lot. It's a good one. It's very lends itself to role playing.
Yep.
And absolutely
It simplifies things.
go to your local shop and play.
There is
wherever.
there's a free rule set on wizardswotc.com, their site, and you can download the free rule set and just try it to see how it feels. I've played since 2nd edition, and this is my favorite that I've played.
There's some really good differences between the two of them. Like I was saying before, the 5th edition is much more simplified. One of the main things that you may be surprised with is the positions and flanking and all that stuff that they have in 3.5 is not in 5th edition, but it doesn't seem to matter that much either.
No, because go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a lot more simplified and streamlined.
Well, because they gave you the ability, if you want to give advantage and stuff, you can still do it. It's just not. Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not always a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, well, and it just doesn't take 25 turns to get through a turn.
Talon, thank you for the follow.
Thank you very much.
That is
You have to hit done.
awesome.
Now we don't have to answer any of his
bunch of
questions. Now that we've got him as a follower, we don't have to be nice to him anymore.
Right, now we're done. No, we're gonna cook up some food and then
Hang out with chat.
and
25.
All thanks to my internet going out.
well, there was a few different things. You're an ass.
Why am I an asshole? Trying to drink out of
There
my
we
broken cup.
Is that back to normal campaign?
Yay.
Hey, now we're actually. Talon, thank you for the follow. You
Hey,
just got,
there we go.
yeah, it just popped up. Okay, so I can close that.
Character creation talent is fine. I would say character creation is the most complicated part of this thing, but only because like you just hop around the book so much. I don't know. You know, every edition you're like once you have the player's handbook memorized, like you tend to after a few sessions, then you can bounce around faster. But player creation was.
It was a little time consuming. I'd say your second or third time through, no problems.
Yeah.
And it depends on the class too, because obviously building something like a warrior, or I guess a fighter, would be a better term,
simpler.
is going to be way quicker than building a
Magic user
because there's so many less things to have memorized But yeah, anywho.
And there's a few guides for it online.
There are some great videos of people just walking through the process of building your character.
All right.
And the compared to the 3.5 edition, it's going to be about the same in terms of character creation. You just don't have the feats as much. It's more based down to the class itself.
And they've trimmed down the combat interactions a lot, so that you're not thinking, well, do I use a minor action, then an action, then move and all that. It's much more about how you would actually act.
Right.
So, anyways, back to cooked crabs.
Cooked crabs. So you guys finish eating. Is there anything you guys want to discuss while you're sitting around? You guys, like, where do you think you guys are going next?
Well, first off, I'd like to start taking whatever crab meat we have left.
Okay. There's plenty.
And I'm going to start stockpiling it because I have a plan for that.
Okay. You now have a big stockpile of cooked crab meat.
And I'm going to talk to...
is your plan to make Shaky just carry armfuls of crab meat?
No. My plan is for Shaky to get his friends to come and have a feast.
Did we establish that Shaky has no friend?
Maybe, but let's play this out. Let's roleplay this out. Okay, how does this conversation start there, Oorith?
So I imagine your friends are don't get meals this good back under the rule of the Jellyfoot.
Shaky says, we eat lots of rat, not bad, but this much better.
This is much better.
This is much better.
Do you know some friends who might be interested in having a better meal?
Shaky says, we might know a few. Friend Jimmy and friend Buffett might come over and eat some crab meat.
Okay. What about other friends who may not like Jellyfoot and... What was the other guy's name?
Red something?
Red
and Jelly.
Yeah.
Is it just Red?
Foos?
Red and Jellyfoot.
Foot, okay.
Do you think they might like a feast like this?
Shaky likes what you're saying. Shaky nervous that he go back and have to explain where he been. So Shaky maybe bring back a few people? What
A few people would be fine. A few people can spread the word.
Shaky's thinking for a second. I'm trying to think if Shaky would feel confident telling them what's going on, or if he would ask for your guys' help explaining to them. Shaky says, Shaky says, okay, so me bring friends back through door. You whack friends in the head with club and tie them up. When they wake up, we explain that new friends give them good food and then they join us.
I don't think there's a need for that aspect of it, but it's
for giving them food. We don't need to give them food.
we don't need to knock them unconscious. No.
How you make friends?
Need to tie them up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Shaky come back. Shaky come back in. Shaky come back in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Meet you here?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we want to
That's awesome, Jake.
Thank you.
do we want to have Shaky bring them back here, or do we want him to bring them back to like the barracks where we can fortify ourselves and kind of...
No, back here is perfect.
Okay.
And I look specifically at Liam and say, do not greet them as you normally do. Put your damn bow away.
Knocks the arrow. Puts the bow away.
Puts the bow away, pulls out the hand axe.
Yeah. Climbs out of the rafters and
then
up next to the door.
You see Thordin look over when he pulls out the hand axe and go,
So what else do you pull out? What else do you get? Grabs the club. All right, very cool.
Goes over and just kneels next to the short sword on the ground.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, you guys, after your rest, you have this conversation with Shaky, and yeah, he seems genuinely again surprised, but you know his buddy Oorith's been taking good care of him, so he definitely makes his way out of there. Oorith, make a charisma check for me. He listened and did what you said. I'm just going to see how confident he felt.
Well, okay. 15 plus, what is my charisma at? 18, so 4, so we got 19.
Nice. Roll,
I've also got persuasion if you want.
no, that's okay. I'm just doing some stuff in my head. So make a, roll a 1d6 plus 3.
8.
Fuck. Okay. So you guys are sitting here for a while, and it's like an hour goes by, and I'm just gonna like say that you guys wait that long though, because for story purposes. But when you guys are kind of maybe starting to wonder, Shaky just die or take off or not coming back, when you hear a small band of goblins coming back and around the corner. You guys do anything to get ready for him, or you just like let them walk on in?
I'm going to take a handful of crab meat,
Okay.
walk to the front door, and as they enter, just, here you go.
Okay.
Here you go. They each get a crab leg.
Well-
as they're coming in.
Perfect.
Is that what we're after?
Including Shaky, you hand out 9 pieces of crab, because he brings back 8 friends.
Cool.
Which is a lot more than I was thinking.
So more than just
Commanding
Jimmy and
an
Buffett
army.
came back.
More than just Jimmy and Buffett. He had Jimmy and Buffett and Warren Buffett and Buffet dinner.
Jimmy Page.
Buffett dinner and Jimmy Page. He brings back a whole bunch of dirty, smelly, nasty goblins who like have their hands on their like crudely made weapons and like are looking at you, but like very without almost any hesitation start taking big bites of crab meat with juices running down their chins and like seems to be pretty simple to get.
is
You know,
not so bad.
yeah, pretty much the best way to a goblin's heart is through his stomach. So.
Exactly my thinking.
Yeah, and brings back some buddies. So here, let's have some buddies.
Oh, so many of them.
So many buddies, all the buddies.
This is the point of a bard.
This is the point of a bard. I love it. There's one crazy one. Here's the crazy one. Oops. Kind of looks like a Smurf, rejected Smurf.
How many total? 8?
How is the
how many did I
stockpile
give you,
of
7?
meat doing?
2, 3, 4.
There should be
5,
9
6,
total with Shaky.
7. No, 8 total with Shaky. He brought 7
He
friends.
brought 8 friends.
Oh, 8 friends. So I
so you need
need
2 more?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna make a couple more friends.
I swear there's more.
There might be in the
Where's
bag.
that bag? Oh, yeah.
I've got
Something's happening. Something's happening.
something's happening.
Right. We've got the off-camera wife here.
Thank
helping.
you. She brought us some bullseyes that'll make good friends too. All right, very good. Yeah, actually, let's swap them out to these guys. No, let's
I
keep.
like the goblin so
Yeah,
much.
no, do that. Keep that and draw 2 more. These are going to be bad guy goblins later.
Okay, so I'm actually.
Okay,
I have to go get more. I can't just draw
I
them.
can't just do this.
Yeah.
It's the principle. All right, so all of a sudden the room is filled with this kind of hushed chatter of like, just goblins talking in goblinoid. Do any of you guys speak goblin?
No.
No.
No. Okay, so they're like, oh my god, there's 8 of these guys now. I have to do all their voice. And they're just talking back and forth for a while. And they kind of like, sequester themselves off to the side, but around the fire they're eating and they're kind of keeping an eye on you guys. Do you guys try and make any sort of conversation or contact with them, or Shaky's?
Yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm going to see if they. I'm going to ask Shaky if they know Common or if he can translate for me.
He says, he can translate. Some know common, some know dwarf, all know goblin.
Oh my God! Okay. How many more are at the camp?
He says, more than Shaky can count.
Okay. So this isn't very much. How is our stockpile of, just as a note, how's our stockpile of meat doing?
Let's say that you guys gave out every single bit that you cooked, but you could probably cook that much more again, you know?
Okay. So
You could throw the other claw on the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I tell them to translate and find out how many of them are unhappy with the rule of... wow, that's a lot of them.
At this moment...
Of Red and Jellyfoot.
Shaky turns him back to them and is like, and they're like kind of going back and forth a little bit, and he says, and they kind of starts to get heated and kind of start to get arguing, and there's like this really pregnant pause, and like all the goblins are like looking at each other, and then all of a sudden they lunge at this one, and 7 of them like stab to death this other goblin and kill him and throw him off the side. He says, all 7 of my friends hate Jellyfoot and Red.
Excellent. And how have you been eating over the past time that you've been with them? How good has your food been?
Like shit.
So this is much, much better, you would say.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get the pizza out of the oven so we don't burn it.
Okay. Yes. Goblins happy. Goblins eat good. With new friend Oorith.
There you go. So if you continue to follow Oorith and his friends, you could say that there would be much better food to come along with that.
Goblins kill Jellyfoot, no problem. Goblins kill Red, no problem. Goblins kill goblins, problem. Even though they just murdered their friend in front of you. He's like, and then what? You know, we kill Jellyfoot, we kill Red, new Jellyfoot come, new Red come, dwarves come back and kill us.
Well, and why not follow, what's his name again?
Shaky.
Shaky has proven himself to be a great warrior.
Shaky kind of nervously conveys this to them, and they all look at him, and there's some kind of silent nods of approval, and they chatter back and forth a little bit, and then Shaky says, they say they think about it. They say maybe time for new management.
Okay. Now, I wouldn't want you to go against your own people. However,
yeah,
it might be a good idea if you were to change said management to later on today, or when I give the signal, switch out the roles of guarding with the rest of the goblins. Were they again?
they say
Goblins.
sure. They say Shaky. Oh, let me see how smart Shaky is. Oh, he's very smart today. Shaky says, goblin, boom boom, bang bangs, guarded by other goblins, but also guarded by hobgoblin, who listen to Shaky's new friends. Goblin City, no guards, but lots and lots of goblins. Switching out guards, hard. Attacking boom boom bang bangs at once, easier. Especially maybe Shaky go back as prisoner and attack boom boom bang bang guards.
That could be a good possibility too.
Then we worry about Goblin City after.
Sounds good. I forgot about the boom boom being in between.
No problem. All right. So with that note, we're gonna go grab pizza, Jake inspiration point, and we will be back in just a minute to eat pizza and chat with chat. 1 minute. Okay, everybody, we're gonna very semi-rudely eat, but this is when we can chat with chat and hang out with you guys and see what's going on.
I'm just singing in the background. I'm not even a bard.
Nope. Yeah, but I'm thinking we got to work on a cover of "Carry On My Wayward Son."
There'll be peace when you are gone. Excellent.
I forgot I was going to start playing music in the background of this episode, and
That's all right.
this one was one too many things today.
I think we're complicated enough at the
I
moment.
think everything was one too many things today, as you forgot everything.
Yeah.
Dice.
Forgot your
One too many.
dice. The most important part. Oh, I guess your laptop.
Yeah, no, I remember this. Everything I needed to run the game, just not play the game.
Just forgot that dice are necessary for DMs
Yeah.
too.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, to be fair, how helpful are dice really to me?
Helpful to us. I feel like you start using a dice rolling program on your phone or something and we'll all die quick.
Yep. We're gonna see how the Tower of Swizzle Sticks does after the break. So who's asking us about?
Talon.
Talon was asking us about anything similar to 3.5 Knight so far. 5 isn't so different that your classes feel like, oh, this is not a warrior or a knight or a magic user anymore. Bards are definitely more useful, obviously.
It would appear.
It would appear.
They're a bit more robust.
I would say 7 out of 8 goblins approve of the new bards.
Right. Let's see.
But Knight, I'm not sure.
I haven't seen anything. I didn't know anything about the Knights in 3.5, so I wouldn't be able to compare.
I would have to guess barbarian or fighter.
Yeah. Well, they also have warrior.
No, they don't.
I thought warrior was in there, or maybe that I'm just.
There is a noble, what is it, noble fighter or whatever?
Yes, you can take a path. That is a noble fighter. That's probably a lot more like a knight. Now, I will say for...
Nobility is your background, which you...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. You could choose to be noble as your background.
Yeah, I do like that aspect of the backgrounds. That's really kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a smart add-on. I will say, with the previous editions, they gave you extra classes through Player's Handbooks 2 and 3, and this is so new that we've yet to see that.
Yeah, yep, and I'm sure that they're going to hopefully do that soon. That was something I liked in every edition, was the supplemental backgrounds, you know, and like, because it felt like you weren't really fudging it when you developed them. That'd be an interesting thing. That'd be a really interesting thing to see in... Because in the DM guide and stuff, they go so far as to, like, say, if you want to make a monster, here's how to do it. If you want to make a whatever, here's how to do it. It'd be interesting if they said, if you want to make a class, here's how to do it. Maybe they don't do it, because that would make you not need to buy the other books. But they actually do break them down into algorithms pretty simply, and you can just kind of apply a formula.
Now, the question is, refusal go down when friends are in danger, that sort of thing. I believe you can build to that. With like probably a fighter.
Yeah, the fighter at level 2, level 3, you then choose which path of fighter you want to do. Whether you become a spellcasting fighter, the fighter with abilities, and the fighter that has increased critical chance, which I have no idea what the actual names for all those classes are, or archetypes.
We've got a champion who has improved critical chance, is a remarkable athlete. We've got a battle master, which is combat superiority. Gives you a student of war, know your enemy.
And the fighting styles, right? Or the moves.
You get maneuvers,
Maneuvers, yeah.
Well, we do have the Eldritch Knight, but that's going to be more the spellcasting knight.
Yep.
Or fighter.
But yeah, you get maneuvers. You have 4 superiority dice, which are d8s. A superiority die is extended when you use it.
Oh, yeah.
You gain all of your expended superiority dice when you finish a short or long rest.
Yeah. So that's what I was doing in the last supplemental campaign that we currently have going on with this one.
Yeah. So I think, there's an Eldritch Knight. So yeah, I think a fighter is going to be as close as you can get to a knight, unless they decide to do a Player's Handbook 2 with a knight.
Can you do Eldritch with nobility background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, anybody could be noble.
Right.
You choose whatever your character's background is.
Yeah, the background is independent of the class.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, a paladin isn't probably going to be some kind of a thief because it conflicts with who they are, as, you know, their beliefs and that sort of thing, unless they're an a-hole.
Or
They believe it belongs in a museum.
their background could be in, like, thievery. Thievery? That's a word, right?
Uh-huh.
But that's what made them a paladin, is like maybe something happened in
Because
the
they
process
reformed,
of the job and
Yeah, could be.
led them to their path of nobility from there. Or-
Listen to these two guys, Jake. It's like they know everything now.
Oh,
We're impressed.
which is great because I don't know anything.
No, I love it. It's great. You're coming up with great
Well, it
ideas.
helps that we've almost exclusively played 5th
That's true.
and haven't
Yeah.
been diluted by other editions.
It helps that you're almost level 5.
I've got to be damn close at this point.
Yeah, do we get
Do we get XP for those
do we get some experience before we?
little bastards that we so expertly dispatched? Yeah, so I'm 5th.
With Oorith getting bonus points for the greatest role playing ideas ever.
You get backgrounds.
Yeah, well, and he, like, did half the damage on the Chul, too. He was, like, rocking it.
Yeah, after the jewel did half of the damage to me.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I feel like
But the big guy
Bull
that
could
stabbed
save.
Shaky, I did 30-something damage to him in like
Yeah,
2 hits.
moving forward, you should just keep like a damage counter,
What do you mean? Oh,
like at the bottom of the video, just
too depressing.
and keep your
Not
own.
for
Yeah,
you,
keep
for
your own.
us.
Keep your own DM damage counter.
That's insane. Just, like, would never change. You said it at the beginning of every episode.
2.
Still 2. Still 2. Oh, they tripped and fell. 6. Mm-hmm. Still 6.
But no,
One thing that I'm noticing is really kind of interesting, in the bards aspect at least, is in older editions, bards had something called bardic knowledge, where basically you could roll any type of knowledge check on that you didn't have to put skill points into. And it was really, really useful to have, but they ended up taking that away. And it hasn't been that much of an issue, honestly. So long as you've got some of the history and some of the other actual knowledges there, it actually works just fine.
so you used to be really great at just bullshitting your way through the story.
Oh, absolutely. And then it would also help out with the GM if they ever needed somebody to know something. The bard usually had some random fact that
Oh,
they
look,
knew.
the bard knows.
Yep.
That's really funny.
Yeah, you're right. That can be fairly heavily abused too. So, yeah, that really can.
Well, and I think that, I mean, that boils down to just kind of getting with a good group. And it may not have been disruptive to have somebody abuse an ability like that, but sometimes you know, make the decision based on who your character is as opposed to like what you know they can do.
Yeah. Hopefully
And-
a lot more.
You run the chance of ruining the fun by always knowing everything as a bard because you have that knowledge. Mm-hmm. Which is a fine line to walk sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Especially if you know you can succeed at something, but you believe your character wouldn't think of doing it.
Well, Nick, and that's where I was impressed with, like, Nick is a new role player. In the last session, he was like, all right, I know my group can, somebody in the group could do something to help me, but I don't want to ask for it because it would, and he was asking for bardic inspiration, basically. But then, but I was like, yeah, go for it. And of course, by that time, he'd be like, dude, help me out here or something. He would definitely know that the bard sings some songs and he feels better about his chances.
Yeah, I really think the best way, at least from my perspective, to play is play so that you learn more of the story and enjoy yourself. Don't play to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I'll kill you either way. Might as well.
I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoy it when I roll a 1, just to see what happens and how the hell we get out of it.
I used to. Before I got so many. No, I actually do enjoy it. I think it's funny. I think
It's
good.
funny
I think
once or twice, but 15 times in.
I think it's good TV. Well, Matt, you experienced that. You sit over here in this chair, and all of a sudden you're like, "What's up with all these rolls?"
It's the chair. Mm-hmm. It's got to be. Yeah, it was rough over there. I've been rolling. I hesitate to say this, but I've been rolling all right tonight. I've been landing some hits.
Oh, you're shooting now.
I know. I've done it this time.
Well, I know it's like my first couple rounds were good, and then you said something.
And then it went right down.
I was like, "Shh."
Who needs a dice tower?
Well, I got my new dice tower. We're gonna try it after break here, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. See if you throw that away just as quickly as you built it.
Yeah.
If you guys got a +9 bonus, it's really easy to hit every turn.
Which is
And
why
I do
you
like how
can.
they actually broke down the each of the classes so that you could choose those different avenues. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of customizing that they're allowing, and there's also with those backgrounds you can add in a really interesting twist by doing it purely randomly. You can build it however you want, but I built mine randomly as long as I felt like it fit what I wanted him to be.
That's what I did, and I'm doing with my sorcerer that I was playing under your game at, is especially with the wild magic and stuff, I'm like, okay, all my rolls, and it's like almost every spell I have, everything is randomly chosen. Like they just manifested, and like when I rolled for additional spells at a higher level, and I kept getting stuff that just didn't make any sense. I was like things that were really delicate, and my guy's not really delicate, or things that like psionic or something. I was like, okay, this isn't really working. So I like rolled like 4 times till I got something that made some sense. So, but I do like that. I like I think all of you guys have really interesting. I don't even like calling them flaws, but that's what they're called. Flaws and motives and whatever.
Yeah.
No, my archetype's pretty basic. You're in the trees.
That's true. You're just role playing them like a butthole.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So when I said that the fastest path to a goblin's heart is through his stomach, you probably should have said, no, it's through his chest. Or through his throat.
It's actually the eyeball.
Yeah, but the traits, the ideals, the bonds, and the flaws,
Yeah.
I rolled for them, but if it was opposite of everything
Yeah.
else, I just re-rolled.
But I do think like the charity one or whatever your main one is, like really gave your character an
My
interesting...
ideal?
Yeah. Gave your character an interesting spin. Because honestly, paladins are usually buttholes. Paladins are almost always buttholes in the game. You know what I mean? They're good people, but they're like... Yeah, they're just...
So cut and
self-righteous.
dry.
Well, yeah, self-righteous, yeah, and they're like, will... And no, and it's fun, and like... A little bit of that's up to the DM, I guess, like, because the DM needs to give you more interest. I think a DM has to work better with a paladin than with most other classes, because you need to really kind of think about the situations you put them in, because to challenge a paladin's thought process is a little harder, because, typically... it's
Well,
difficult.
especially since nothing can shake my optimistic attitude,
Yep.
and I am inflexible in my thinking.
And now I'm not going to go so far as to say I have ways to break you, but I have ways to possibly break you. But that's the fun of it, And, but then, of course, the balance there being, not to do anything completely outside the story. Like, and aliens come down and say Ula is dead, and you say...
And search your anal cavities. What?
What? Again? So when Nick kicks back, maybe we'll jump back in.
Yeah.
Hello, ex-Warpig, XX666. I hope you're a Ozzy Osbourne fan, or at least Black Sabbath. We are finishing up our break right here, and we're going to be jumping back in. The group just made themselves a Goblin War Party, friends, and we're going to see how this goes. So stand by, we'll be right back into it. Don't go anywhere. Or we'll send our Goblin minions after you.
Yeah.
Our army of goblins.
My name be Helmet Rivet Toe, and he says, this be Sheila Tablebreaker, Grellbutt Headscar, Jiggle, No Nuts, and Sparkle Eye.
All right.